Today we're going to be looking at how we can actually search through and look inside a database, looking at how we can use the time component of an Oracle database. So we can actually look at how we can search for the information that's inside it. As you can see right here, I'm inside the zip code table, and this is the student database that's part of the Oracle by SQL book. You can download this example and work with it as well. But as you can see right here, I've got my modified date as one of the date fields, as well as the created date. And we can see there's a couple different dates on there. We have my 24th November 2007 and the 18th November 2007. That those dates are already inside there. And what we want to do is we want to go ahead and see is how we can actually sort and look through that, look at those information so we can do a query to extract that information from it. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what it takes to actually extract the information based on dates and how we can extract that information and work with it. As you can see, I'm here in my worksheet, so we want to go ahead and build a query that we can look at and see what's inside that database so we can see the actual information. One of the things that we're talking about when we're working with time is we have to actually look at the contents inside that and to see what's actually inside there. So let's go ahead and build a query that can see that. So we're going to do select and from, and we're going to go over here and we'll say the zip, comma, and then the city, and then we'll just extract the date right now. So modified date is what it's stored as. So modified and from zip code. So I've got my query right here. Again, I'm using my standard style guide that I'm working with where all of my keywords are in caps. They're left justified. All the columns and tables I'm working with are tabbed in so I can work that. Of course, I separate the columns and do a new line for each one so we can see that we're structuring that right there. I'm going to go ahead and run that query right here. And as you can see, I've got 227 rows selected. So I have the city, zip, the date right here, and it gives the date the default value right here of 24-nov-07. So we have that information. Now we want to actually extract information out of that, and so in order to extract information from that, we need to be able to look at this a little bit more. So I only want to get the ones that are on, say for example, the 18th. And so when I extract that, of course, I want to use the limitation clause, which is the where clause. So go ahead and add a where in here. And I want to look inside the where. I want to say where my modified date and equals, and then we'll say 18-nov-07, right? Because that's exactly what it sees right there. We see 24-nov-07, and I have, scroll up a bit here, 18-nov-07. Totally, it's exact match. So let's go ahead and run that query right now. Ah, no, that doesn't match. Nov is invalid. Oh, well, let's put it in quotes. Oh, it's a string. That's what we've got to do. Yeah, totally. It's a string. So I'll put string quotes around it so we can have that match. Replay that query. No rows selected. It didn't match. Oh, that's right. When we're talking about a date, the date itself right here, if I go back and look at this, this is a date instance. If I go ahead and look at my column right here, modified date is a date. It's not a string. It's not a varchar. And so I have to actually go and get that and look at it as a date information so I can extract that. So we're going to go ahead and go back over that. Instead of looking at modified date equals this, when we're looking at actually looking for specific things, we want to try and actually use the string value, but it's probably the easiest way to do so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say modified date, and I want to extract that on the char. So I'm going to turn it to the char. So I'm going to use the toChar function, and then to_char, and we're going to pass it the date, modified date. And again, we're using snake case on that. And comment, then we use our format mask. And again, a format mask is how I make it so I can get the pieces I'm looking for. So toChar, I'm going to say the month/day/year. So I'm making a toChar of that, and we're going to say it's equal to, and then we'll use that same format right here, month/day/year. So 11 slash, what was it? 18. There we go. 11/18/2007. And of course, using a single quote to grab that. So I'm going to grab just that match right there. So I'm going to extract the data out of it. Instead of actually just looking at the date itself, I'm going to see if the date right here, the month, day, year, matches that 11/18/2007. I rerun that query, and look at this. I actually have a value. I match it now on, there's 74 rows matching, so I can extract the data out of that. And so again, when we're talking about extracting data from a date, the easiest way to do so in an Oracle database is I want to use that toChar function. The toChar function allows me to take a date and parse it into a text form because it's a string value. I use a format mask to specify that. And in this case, format mask, I'm matching it so that that string value matches this string value, and I can have that a correct restriction right there. And so that's how I can search for a value, looking for a match on that using a where clause to limit my results. And so again, I'm using the toChar on that to extract it to limit the results from that lovely city, state, zip, and modified date columns that I was displaying earlier. And that way I can match only those values right there. We've got good stuff and ready to go. Check this out to see some more and have a great day. Cheers. Bye-bye.